The year 2026 has ushered in a period of unprecedented volatility where the average car buyer is losing tens of thousands of dollars within just months of driving off the lot. We are seeing brand new vehicles suffering catastrophic failures before they even reach their first oil change, leaving owners stranded and confused. This is not just a streak of bad luck, but a systemic shift in how vehicles are designed, sold, and financed in our modern era. The age of the reliable, affordable family car is being replaced by a cycle of high-interest debt and planned obsolescence that benefits no one but the corporations. We must ask ourselves why we have accepted a reality where a simple means of transportation costs more than the median annual income of many households. To understand the gravity of the situation, we must first look at the crushing weight of monthly installments that have become the new normal for the American family. In the year 2026, the dream of owning a vehicle has been replaced by the nightmare of a 7-year loan that feels more like a second mortgage. The average monthly payment for a new vehicle has climbed to a staggering $756, while even used cars are demanding $559 every month. Perhaps most shocking is the fact that nearly 20% of new car buyers are now committing to payments exceeding $1,000 per month. People are sacrificing their retirement, their children's education, and their peace of mind just to sit behind the wheel of a luxury SUV or a high-performance truck. This obsession with monthly payments is a trap designed to distract you from the total cost of the debt you are assuming. By stretching loans out to 84 months, or 7 full years, lenders make an unaffordable price tag look manageable on paper. However, a $700 payment for 84 months means you are paying over $58,000 for a vehicle that will likely be worth less than half of that before the loan is finished. We are seeing a generation of drivers who are essentially renting their lives from the bank, with no hope of ever truly owning their assets. The psychological toll of this constant financial pressure cannot be overstated, as one missed paycheck can now lead to a total collapse of a household's stability. This leads us into the dark heart of the current crisis, which is the phenomenon known as negative equity or being underwater on a loan. In the year 2026, more than 26% of people trading in their vehicles are finding themselves in a hole of debt. On average, these individuals owe over $6,700 more than what their car is actually worth. This is not just a minor inconvenience, but a financial anchor that prevents people from moving forward with their lives or upgrading when their needs change. When you owe more than the asset is worth, you are essentially paying interest on a ghost, a value that has already evaporated into thin air. The danger compounds when desperate buyers decide to roll that negative equity into their next vehicle purchase. They take the $6,000 they still owe on their old car and add it to the loan for a new, even more expensive vehicle. Suddenly, they're driving a $40,000 SUV but carrying a $50,000 loan at an 8% interest rate. This creates a vicious cycle of debt that can last for decades, as each subsequent trade-in makes the financial burden heavier and more impossible to escape. It is a calculated strategy by the industry to ensure that the consumer is never truly free of the payment cycle, keeping the gears of the credit machine turning at the expense of the common man. Even if you manage to navigate the financial minefield, you are now facing a secondary crisis involving the very quality of the machines being produced. In 2026, the phrase brand new no longer guarantees peace of mind or mechanical perfection. We are hearing harrowing stories of families embarking on their first road trip in a new vehicle, only to have the engine seize or the transmission fail within the first few hundred miles. Electronic systems, once meant to provide convenience, are now failing at alarming rates, causing screens to go black and safety features to malfunction without warning. It seems that in the race to pack cars with more technology, the fundamental engineering that makes a car reliable has been pushed to the side. The complexity of modern vehicles has become a double-edged sword that is currently cutting the consumer deep. High-tech sensors and integrated software systems mean that a single glitch can render an entire vehicle undrivable, requiring specialized tools that only a dealership possesses. Many owners find themselves returning to the service department 3 or 4 times within the first month of ownership, feeling more like test pilots for unfinished products than valued customers. This decline in manufacturing standards suggests that the industry is prioritizing rapid production and flashy features over the long term durability that once defined the automotive world. When you pay a premium price, you expect a premium product. Yet the reality of 2026 is often a fragile machine wrapped in expensive plastic. Reliability data from the year 2025 paints a grim picture for many of the most popular models currently on the road. Many high-priced SUVs, sleek electric vehicles, and even storied luxury brands have received reliability scores that are essentially a failing grade. It is a bitter pill for a consumer to swallow when they realize that the $80,000 vehicle they bought for its prestige is actually less reliable than a 10-year-old economy sedan. This data proves that a high price tag is no longer a shield against mechanical headaches or frequent shop visits. In fact, the more complex and expensive a vehicle is, the more likely it is to suffer from a catastrophic and costly failure. We must also confront the brutal reality of depreciation, which acts as a silent tax on every mile you drive. In the year 2026, the rate at which cars lose their value has accelerated to a terrifying degree. Some luxury models and high-end electric cars are losing tens of thousands of dollars in value within the first 6 months of ownership. During the shortages of previous years, people were paying well over the manufacturer's suggested retail price, believing that the high demand would protect their investment. Now that the market has cooled, those same individuals are watching their net worth vanish as the resale market for these overvalued machines collapses. The transition to electric vehicles has added another layer of complexity and potential regret to the automotive landscape. Many buyers in the year 2026 were lured by the promise of a greener future and lower fuel costs, without fully understanding the logistical challenges. They are finding that the cost of home charging installation is higher than expected, and that public infrastructure is often broken or congested. Furthermore, the dramatic decrease in driving range during cold weather has left many owners feeling stranded in their own cities. This has led to a massive wave of buyer's remorse, as people realize that the convenience of a traditional engine is hard to replace when the technology is not yet fully mature. Furthermore, the cost of maintaining these modern marvels has reached a breaking point for the average household. Even basic services that used to be affordable, such as replacing brake pads or a set of tires, now cost thousands of dollars due to integrated sensors and specialized materials. A simple cracked side view mirror, which once cost a few dollars to fix, can now result in a $2,000 repair bill because it houses cameras and blind spot monitors. The sophisticated electronics that were sold as safety features have become a financial liability that keeps owners constantly on the edge of a budget crisis. Every warning light on the dashboard is no longer just a suggestion for service, but a threat to your entire monthly savings. We cannot ignore the role of rising interest rates in this perfect storm of automotive misery. In 2026, the cost of borrowing money has turned even a reasonably priced car into an expensive luxury. Over the life of a long-term loan, a buyer might end up paying $20,000 or more just in interest, meaning they have paid for a car and a half but only have one in their driveway. This hidden cost of capital is what makes the current market so dangerous for those who are not paying attention to the fine print. The bank is always the first to get paid, while the owner is left with the crumbs of whatever value remains in the vehicle. Beyond the monthly payment and the interest, there are the hidden costs of ownership that many fail to calculate until it is too late. Annual vehicle taxes in many regions have skyrocketed based on the inflated values of these new machines, and insurance premiums have reached all-time highs. Because modern cars are so expensive and difficult to repair, insurance companies have passed those costs directly onto the consumer. When you add up the payment, the insurance, the fuel, and the maintenance, many people are spending nearly half of their take-home pay just to keep a car in the driveway. This is the definition of being car poor, a state where your lifestyle is dictated by the needs of your vehicle rather than your own desires. Why do we continue to make these choices despite the clear financial warnings? It often comes down to the illusion of the dream car and the emotional weight we attach to what we drive. We are told by advertisements that our vehicle defines our success, our freedom, and our identity. In the year 2026, many people are buying cars based on an image they want to project, rather than the reality of their daily needs. After the initial excitement of the new car smell fades, they are left with a massive debt and a machine that is fundamentally just a tool for transportation. This psychological trap is the most difficult one to escape, as it requires us to confront our own insecurities and the way we value ourselves. If you want to survive the automotive crisis of 2026, you must change your perspective and return to the basics. The most successful individuals in this market are those who choose simplicity and durability over flash and technology. This means looking for proven older models or basic sedans that have a track record of lasting hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal intervention. These vehicles may not have the largest touchscreens or the most aggressive styling, but they provide something far more valuable: financial freedom. By opting for a reliable, used vehicle and paying in cash or with a very short-term loan, you insulate yourself from the volatility of the market and the predatory nature of modern lending. We must recognize that the automotive world of 2026 is built on a foundation of software and sensors that are designed to be replaced, not repaired. This shift has made the local mechanic a vanishing breed, replaced by technicians who can only swap out entire modules at a massive cost. As we move forward, the cost of ownership will likely continue to rise as long as we demand more complexity and more status from our vehicles. The real lesson of this crisis is that our reliance on debt to fund our lifestyles has reached a point of diminishing returns. To regain control of our financial lives, we must learn to see a car for what it is: a depreciating asset that should serve us rather than the other way around. As we look at the big picture, it becomes clear that the year 2026 is a turning point for the consumer. We can either continue down the path of perpetual debt and mechanical uncertainty, or we can choose a different way. We can demand better quality, more transparency, and more reasonable financing from the industry. Or, more effectively, we can vote with our wallets by refusing to participate in the madness of overextended loans and overpriced machines. The power to change this market lies not with the dealerships or the manufacturers, but with the person sitting in the driver's seat. In conclusion, the year 2026 is proving to be one of the most challenging times in history to be a car buyer. Between record high prices, predatory interest rates, and a concerning dip in vehicle reliability, the risks have never been higher. I urge you to look closely at your own situation and ask yourself if that new vehicle is truly worth the years of labor it will take to pay for it. Have you ever felt the weight of a car payment holding you back from your real dreams? Please share your experiences in the comments below, so we can all learn from each other and navigate these turbulent times together. I wish you and your family great health and financial wisdom as you move forward. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the hidden forces shaping our world, and I will see you in the next one.